You're watching the best high school sports broadcast produced entirely by students and adult volunteers. This is Arrow TV.
For tonight's Double-A action, and your ESD rivals, the Aberdeen Golden Eagles and your Watertown Arrows. We're happy you're with us tonight here at the Watertown Civic Arena, and we hope that you've had a happy President's Day. As you can see, both teams are on the court. They're warming up, getting ready. A lot is on the line tonight for both of these clubs. The Golden Eagles come in tonight seated 9th in the Double-A power polls, while the Watertown Arrows are seated 8th in the power polls. Both teams want to host that SODAC 16 game, and tonight's winner takes the edge in that. So as it stands right now, with the Golden Eagles at 9th and your Watertown Arrows at 8th, the Golden Eagles would return back to the Civic Arena for a SODAC 16 match. Of course, we've got both teams have a game yet to go for the season, but these two teams have been very close throughout the year. The Golden Eagles have played well here recently down the stretch, and they are a team that is healthy now. So these two teams are really only separated by 9/10 of a point for the honor of hosting that SODAC 16. This will be the second game of the year between these two clubs, so they do know each other well. It'll be interesting to see if the coaches, both Coach Rohde and Coach Archigo of the Golden Eagles, have any strategy tonight, if they hold anything back. I would doubt that they do, but they may show a different look to each other tonight, or save some different looks if they are to match up in that SODAC 16. So these two teams last met in Aberdeen on January 10th. In that contest, the Arrows did come out of Central High School with a 50-36 win. However, two of the Golden Eagles' main contributors did not play in that game. Tonight, they are full staff, and they have 6-foot junior Grace Cook and 6'1" 8th grader Lauren Burkhardt both back in action tonight. And I did see the 8th grader Burkhardt playing in the JV match tonight down low. She definitely does not look like an 8th grader. And folks, if that name Burkhardt sounds familiar, she's got a sibling in Peyton Burkhardt. She's the multi-year All-Summit League first-team player for the SDSU Jackrabbits. Many of us who have been around for a while can remember watching Peyton when she played for the Golden Eagles, and it looks like Lauren is making her own mark on South Dakota basketball. So we're going to get to see her for several years yet on the hard court here in South Dakota. When these last two teams met, the Arrows also were missing one of their starters and key members of their team in Miranda Falconer. She's a junior guard, 36% three-point shooter, and she was out of action last time. So tonight, both squads, as I understand it, are at full strength, and they are playing with a SODAC 16 game on the line. In the last meeting, the Arrows, as they generally do, they put on a display of balanced scoring as Jada Young and Jade Lund put in 12 points, with Maddie Rohde netting 10. Grace Corey led the Arrows in that last match in rebounding with 7 rebounds. But in truth, the tale of the tape is that the Arrows had 17 steals in that game, which allowed the Arrows to pull away from the Golden Eagles down the stretch. In that last match, the Golden Eagles were led in the points category by Taryn Hermanson, who had a game-high 13 points. Both Katie Withers and Hermanson corralled 18 rebounds apiece in that matchup. And overall, the Golden Eagles turned the basketball over a whopping 25 times in their last meeting. Obviously, that is an area that Coach Archigo needs to cut down. But credit the Arrows in that last match. They were quick, and they did cause problems for the Golden Eagles. As I mentioned, the Golden Eagles are led by head coach Michaela Archigo, and she's assisted by Tevin Newman, Elena Johnson, Maya Malchow, and Madison Norris. They come in tonight with a 7-8 record and are currently seated 9th in the AA power polls or power standings. We anticipate the Golden Eagles are going to try and slow down that up-tempo offense of the Watertown Arrows. They're going to try and play an inside game. The Golden Eagles have a distinct height advantage, consistently playing 3 girls who stand 6 foot or over to the Arrows. The Arrows do not consistently play someone that touches that 6 foot mark. We also expect the Golden Eagles will play a 1-2-2 zone, kind of a different type of zone. The Arrows also have a tendency to play the 1-2-2 zone. Actually, the only teams I've seen in South Dakota this year that have played a 1-2-2. But offensively, they also want to run a half-court offense, trying to get their bigs the ball down low for the high percentage shot. The Golden Eagles are going to start tonight. Number 11, Anna Melcho. She's a 5'11 senior guard. She's averaging 6.1 points per game and 2.1 rebounds per game. But she is a phenomenal free throw shooter at 89%. The Golden Eagles, are also going to start Sydney Evans. She's a 5'5 senior guard. Number 15 for those Golden Eagles, and she is averaging 3.9 points per game, 3.6 rebounds per game, 2.4 assists per game, and 1.6 steals per game. Down low, number 44, Taryn Hermanson, a 6-foot freshman center, gets the start. She is the leader for Golden Eagles in both the scoring and in the rebound category. She averages 14 points per game and 8.6 rebounds per game. Number 12, Taryn Heddick, a 5'5 senior guard. She is averaging 6.5 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, a fine number at 4.7 assists per game, and 1.6 steals per game. Number 23, Katie Withers, a 5'10 junior forward, and she is averaging 5.2 points per game and 5.2 rebounds per game. The Golden Eagles do play quite a deep bench. We expect number 22, Arely Waldo, a 5'5 junior guard, to get some playing time tonight. Number 33, a good one, and 6-foot junior center, Grace Cook, and she is averaging 6.2 points per game and 4.0 rebounds per game, and we expect her to come off the bench tonight. As I mentioned, number 34, Lauren Burkhart, 6'1", 8th grader, folks, an 8th grader here playing for the Golden Eagles and averaging 5.4 points per game and 6 rebounds per game. Watertown is coached by first-year head coach Chad Rohde. He is assisted by Mackenzie Bulow, Stacy Hendricks, and Taya Miller. Watertown is coming off of a 56-48 win over the Huron Tigers at the home in the jungle there of the Huron Arena. The Arrows are 10-8 on the year and currently sitting, as I mentioned, in 8th place in the AA power points. Watertown is averaging 48.5 points per game, while Aberdeen Central is averaging 45.7 points per game. Defensively, Watertown gives up 46.1 points per game, and the Golden Eagles give up 47.9 points per game. As we look at the common opponents that the Arrows and the Golden Eagles have faced, Two of them stick out, Rapid City Central, where Watertown did defeat, and Aberdeen Central were defeated by. Vice versa, Brandon Valley defeated Watertown, but the Aberdeen Golden Eagles did defeat Brandon Valley. The Arrows like to play, if you've tuned into Arrow TV, you see them play an up-tempo game. They like to run the floor and play a mix of full court man-to-man defense and drop into different types of zones. Again, one of those zones is a 2-3 and a 1-2-2. And that has been successful for them in creating those steals. Offensively, when they are not in transition, they like to pass, cut, and they look to get the high percentage shots and drive and dish out for the threes. Watertown Arrows are going to start tonight. Number 4, Maddie Rohde, a 5'7" senior guard. She's averaging 9.5 points per game. Number 5, Emery Thury, a 5'10" sophomore forward. She's averaging 6.2 points per game and 4.4 rebounds per game. Number 12, Jada Young, a 5'8" senior guard. She is the scoring leader and the rebound leader for the Arrows at 12 points per game and 5.4 rebounds per game, and she is a Dakota Wesleyan University commit. Number 14, Miranda Falconer, a 5'7" junior guard, is averaging 6.3 points per game. And number 35, the third senior on this club, a 5'9" senior forward in Kendall Polson, and she is averaging 4.4 points per game and 3.2 rebounds per game. Off the bench, we will have a sophomore in Grace Corey, averaging 4.9 points per game, and a junior, Jade Lund, who averages 4.8 points per game and shoots the three-pointer at a 32% clip.
Dave Plantine and Scott Whitlock. Positive treatment of these officials will be expected at all times. Failure to do so could result in removal from this event.
We're going to turn it over to the public address announcer, Mark Bellum, for our national anthem.
Removing your hat, stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty personnel not in uniform may salute the flag.
And there you have it, the starting lineups from Mark Bellum. Both clubs looking for a SODAC 16 host. The Arrows take the court a little quicker here than the Golden Eagles. And we're going to have Emery Thury tipping for the Arrows against Taryn Hermanson. We're glad you're with us here tonight on Arrow TV. And tip goes to the Golden Eagles. Evans at the top, tries to get it into Hermanson, does. Step through by Hermanson, she goes up with the left hand, and she gets 2. So she is on the board for her first points of the night. Arrows come back, and Faulkner on the left wing there to Paulson, back to Faulkner. Now to the top where Thury's going to drive, guarded well, stopped there, gets it back out to Rohde. Left corner to Jada Young. Jada gets it to Paulson. Paulson the left hand, no good. Rebound comes down by Katie Withers. Arrows on the other, or Golden Eagles on the other side. Evans again looking for Hermanson as we expected them to do. Tries to force the pass in there, Evans does, and Emery Thury is able to get the pass and then is fouled by Withers. Full court press here by the Golden Eagles. It's it to Jada Young, and they do back off. Golden Eagles playing man here to begin this match. Jada left-hand dribble into the paint. She stopped, gets it to Thury at the key. Thury over to Rohde. Rohde into the paint, gives it a floater, no good. Rebound comes down to the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles are running here tonight. And they're going to call a turnover by the Golden Eagles there. And Heddick is defending Jada Young here in that front court. Gets it off to Faulkner. Faulkner feeds Thury. Thury right hand, too strong. Hermanson is going to be fouled by Emery Thury. So it's going to be Thury's first. 6-12 here in the first period. Both teams have 1 foul, and the Golden Eagles up to 0. Heddick over to Melchow. Melchow at the top to Evans. Hermanson down alone, and they do thread the needle into Hermanson. Hermanson goes up, and she is going to be fouled by Kendall Paulson. So Hermanson, a 6-foot freshman center, is a 60% free throw shooter. And that one's up and good. So she's got 3 points here in this first period. Second one's up and no good. Rebound comes down by Paulson. Again, Heddick picks up Young. Young gets it over to the right perimeter where Faulkner's at. Faulkner to Rohde. Heddick gets a hand on that. And they are going to call Rohde with the offensive foul on Heddick. So Taryn Heddick is playing some very good aggressive defense here in the early going. Number 34, Lauren Burkhart, the 6'1", 8th grader, is in for the Golden Eagles now. They get into Hermanson, and Hermanson is going to be fouled down low. So right now the bigs for the Golden Eagles are giving the Arrows some fits. And they are calling Jada Young with that foul. Hermanson with the rebound down low, and she's got it. She's got 5 early points here for the Golden Eagles. Maddie Rohde brings it up, picked up in that front court by Evans, gets it off to Thury, now to the corner of Falconer. Arrows looking for their first bucket. Falconer goes in, no good. Hermanson out jumps Falconer with the rebound. Heddick comes right back, and they feed it into Burkhart. Burkhart sees the corner of Malchow. Malchow's up, goes in and out, no good. Falconer's unable to corral that, and Hermanson gets the recipient of the loose ball, and she goes up and puts it in the bucket for 7 early ones here. So we've got a 7-0 score here with 4:48 on the board. The Arrows have had some opportunities. They just have not gone in. So we'll be looking for that to change on the Arrow front. Obviously, the Golden Eagles have executed what they're hoping to happen, and they've got it, the advantage here, 7-0 in the first period. Jade Lund has checked in for the Arrows. Jada Young, again picked up by Heddick, over to the left perimeter of Falconer. Falconer right-hand dribble, now to Paulson at the top of the key, over to the right side of Jada Young. Jada left-hand dribble in the paint, nothing going, gets it to Jade Lund. Over to Rohde on the left perimeter, Rohde right-hand dribble to Paulson. Golden Eagles are playing some very good aggressive man-to-man defense. Jade Lund with the 3, and she's got it. Jade Lund is a 32% three-point shooter. We talked about that in the pregame, and she gets it there. On the other side, they are feeding it down to Hermanson. Hermanson with the shot, and she isn't able to get that one to drop. The arrow's going to come right back. Jada Young to Rohde on that left perimeter. Rohde with the shot, and no good. Heddick, now we get it into Hermanson. Hermanson guarded by Paulson, and now Hermanson is called for the travel. Grace Corey checks in for the Arrows. Waldo in for the Golden Eagles, and Withers back in for the Golden Eagles. Heddick stays guarding Jada Young there at the top. Jada gets it off to Corey. Corey right-hand dribble to Jada. Jada with the shot, no good, and does go out of bounds. So Heddick's going to inbound this here, and it looks like the Arrows are going to play maybe a half-court type defense. Jada's going to match up against her. She picks up her dribble, does get it over to Waldo. Waldo to Burkhart. Now back to Heddick. Heddick to Burkhart. Burkhart's looking that left perimeter and does get it to Malchow. Malchow back to Heddick. Heddick to the right perimeter where Waldo's at. Now they're swinging it to the left perimeter. Shot goes up, air ball. Waldo does get the rebound. And then Jada Young comes down with the free ball. Maddie Rohde tries to go in, nothing going. Burkhart with the block on Rohde. Heddick's going to come down. She's going coast to coast for Heddick. Paulson quickly on the other side. She stopped, and errant pass, so turnover by the Arrows. Emery Thury is going to check in for Maddie Rohde. Hermanson comes back in for Malchow. So right now, the Golden Eagles just are a little bit more aggressive. They're playing quicker, which is what we expected the Arrows to be doing tonight. Withers gets it into Burkhart. Now they give to the corner of 22, and they call 3 seconds on Hermanson. So Hermanson was camped out in the paint, and they call 3 seconds. Not a call that you see a lot anymore. You used to see that call a lot more often, but we did see it here tonight. Jade Lund to Thury. Thury to the right perimeter of Jada. Paulson to Corey on that left perimeter. Corey with the right dribble gets it to Paulson. Paulson goes up, no good. Jada gets the rebound. Jada takes the three-point shot, and she's got it. Arrow bullseye, Jada Young. 9-6 here in the first period, so hopefully the Arrows have withered the storm that the Golden Eagles flew at them here in the first period. Heddick on the right perimeter gets it into Hermanson. Hermanson now to Withers. Air ball. And the Arrows are going to take possession. Miranda Falconer checks in for Jade Lund. Jade Lund came in, gives a spark to the Arrows for the first 3 points on the night for them when the well was dry there for a while, but she was able to get it to go. Grace Corey, and she is going to be fouled by Katie Withers, the 5'10 junior forward, and she's going to take a seat. Maddie Rohde checks back in for Grace Corey. 57 seconds here remaining in the first period. Golden Eagles up 9-6. Inbound goes to Paulson, to Rohde, to Jada Young. Jada, little uncontrolled shot there. No good. Doesn't draw iron. The Arrows, or Golden Eagles, get the rebound, and they go coast to coast. Heddick just drives hard, and she dishes off to Burkhart, who is down and ready for that, and Burkhart is fouled. And Maddie Rohde picks up her second personal on the night. So Lauren Burkhart goes to the line, and she gets that first one to go. Lauren Burkhart is 6'1", 8th grader. She's a 59% free throw shooter. She does average 5.4 points per game and 6 rebounds per game for the Golden Eagles. Next one's up, and she's got them both, so well done by the 8th grader there at the line. Arrows right back. Thury, top of the key to Falconer. Falconer to Jade Lund. Jade Lund with the three. She's got it. Arrow bullseye. Jade Lund. It's her second of the night. She's got 6. 11-9. Golden Eagles up. 24 seconds remaining here. Goes inside to Hermanson. Hermanson working low, and she gives kind of an elbow to Paulson. Paulson goes down. No falls called, and Hermanson gets the 2 points. So Hermanson, nice quarter here with 9 points in the first quarter here. Heddick's going to come down. She's got 3 seconds remaining. She's in the paint. She shoots. No good. And rebound is corralled by Jade Lund. So the Golden Eagles come out with a fast and furious attack. Don't think the Arrows were expecting them to have such an up-tempo game, and they pushed it up the court, worked it down to their bigs, and Hermanson comes away with 9 points in quarter number 1 to give the Golden Eagles that boost. It's 13-9 here, and we'll start quarter number 2 in just a moment. And welcome back to the Watertown Civic Arena. Both teams coming back out on the court for quarter number 2. The Arrows will take possession. Inbound goes to Jada Young. Young to the right perimeter of Falconer, now to Rohde. Swinging the ball to the right perimeter of Falconer. Falconer at the top of the key where Young's at. Young looking for something. Not a lot of movement going on. Young drives in, and it's blocked, and then goes off of Jada Young's foot and out of bounds. So the Golden Eagles will take possession. So a couple of blocks already by the Golden Eagles, and that's probably not a surprise. We talked about the distinct height advantage the Golden Eagles do have over the Arrows. Evans is going to inbound it, and she does to Heddick. Heddick right-hand dribble over to Burkhart. Malchow now into the right corner. Down low to Hermanson. Hermanson misses, gets her own rebound, and she's got 11 points here in the first half. Rohde to Falconer. Falconer sees Jada Young at the free throw line, gets it into her. Jada takes a step back, and she's got it. Jada Young, she's got 5 points here in the early going. Heddick gets it to Malchow. Malchow on the right perimeter, back to Heddick. Heddick sees Hermanson again down in the paint, and this time she shoots, misses, and Paulson gets the rebound. Arrows push it right back up. Falconer with the shot, no good. Hermanson comes down with the rebound. Heddick is quick. She's right back the other side. Gets it off to Evans. Evans back to Heddick. Now to Hermanson there at the top of the key. Probably don't need to guard Hermanson that far out. I don't know. Maybe she's a three-point shooter, but Golden Eagles looking for something to happen. They get it to Burkhart. Burkhart back to Heddick. Now into Hermanson. Hermanson right hand and misses, and Paulson gets the rebound, gets it to Jada Young. Jada Young is going to push it up the court, gets it to Rohde on the left perimeter. Now back to Falconer on that right perimeter, now to Thury. Thury's not a good pass, misses the cutter, and now the Golden Eagles push it right up the court. Good defense by Falconer on Evans. Evans did try to get into Heddick, and it just goes out of bounds. Madison Miller sees the court for the first time tonight. She's going to give Hermanson a break. Heddick to Malchow, back to Heddick. Malchow with the three-point shot, no good. Great hustle by the Golden Eagles, but does travel with it. So the Arrows need to meet this aggression and the hustle of the Golden Eagles. Jada to Rohde on the right perimeter. To Lund. Lund looking, back to Rohde. Golden Eagles now in a zone defense. Right corner to Thury, back to Rohde. Paulson on the left corner. Sees Thury in the paint. Thury's going to drive, got Burkhart on her. Thury shoots, no good. And it goes off of Jada Young, out of bounds. So the Golden Eagles will take possession. Heddick brings it up. She's going to be picked up by Young. Gets it over to Malchow. Back to Heddick. Down to Miller. Miller loses the handle, but Malchow picks up the loose ball. Gets it over to Evans. Evans now to the left corner of Miller. Back to Evans. Evans sees Burkhart down in the paint. Gets it back to Miller. Miller left-hand baseline dribble. Nice job. Gets the shot. No good. Miller with the rebound. Malchow back out. Burkhart. Shot. No good. Arrows come down with the rebound. Rhodey's going to push it up the court. Top of the key to Jada. She's going to reset the offense. Does get it to Lund. Now to Rhodey. Thury to Jade Lund. Jade Lund to Thury. Thury's going to drive, and they're going to call a foul here. And they are calling the foul on, looks like number 20, which is Madison Miller. Arrows inbound to Jade Lund. Jade takes the three. She's got her third one. Arrow bullseye. Jade Lund. It's 9 points for Jade here in the first half. Heddick picks up her dribble to Waldo. Waldo to Miller. Back to Waldo. Waldo, Malchow, and now Heddick there in that right perimeter. Hermanson's down low. The three-point shot is good by Waldo, the 5'5" junior guard. Jade Lund with another three. She's got it! Arrow bullseye. That's her fourth three of the night. She's got 12 points. Well done, Jade Lund. 18-17, Golden Eagles up by 1. 3 minutes left here in the second period. Heddick at the top, get to Miller. Now over to Waldo. Waldo is going to try and match, and she does. So Waldo's got her second three. Arrows come right back. They get it to Faulkner. Faulkner to Lund. Lund over to Rhodey. Rhodey right-hand dribble. Faulkner there at the three-pointer. She's going to shoot. No good. And rebound comes down. Golden Eagles, they get it to Heddick, and Heddick goes coast to coast, 1-on-4, and she drives right in and gets that bucket. Arrows right back. No one stopped her, so the Arrows got to come back, and now it's a 23-17 lead for the Golden Eagles. Paulson on the left perimeter to Faulkner. Faulkner to Jada is down there alone. She takes the bank shot, gets the glass, and she gets her 7th point on the evening. 23-19, 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Heddick sees Hermanson, and loose ball. Heddick gets it, shoots, no good, and rebound comes down Jade Lund's way. Rhodey at the top of the key. Jade Lund thinks about it, but Hermanson comes and picks her up, doesn't give her that clean shot. Loose ball, Jade Lund gets it back to Rhodey at the top of the key. Rhodey, right-hand dribble, aggressive, good defense by Malchow. And they're going to call Miller with a foul, so Rhodey goes up for the shot. We'll see, they're going to say it was a shooting foul, so Madison Rhodey is going to go to the line. She's a 5'7" junior guard. Maddie Rhodey is also a USD commit in the javelin. She is a 61% free throw shooter, and she puts her first one up, and it is good for her first point on the night. Maddie averages 9.5 points per game, so far in this contest, the Golden Eagles have held her in check. Second one's up, and she gets that one to go. 2 points for Rhodey. Thury is going to check back in for Rhodey. Heddick guarded by Faulkner. She picks up her dribble. Now Waldo guarded by Corey. Back to Heddick. Now over to Evans. Evans to Heddick. Waldo there in the corner. Sees Hermanson down low. Waldo's left alone. She's got it. Boom. That's her third three of the game. She's got 9. 26-21.
Yep. I see it, yeah.
Arrows will inbound underneath their own bucket here. Jada Young. To Thury. Thury shoots over Hermanson. No good. Hermanson gets the rebound. Heddick is going to take the point. She's guarded, picked up by Young, but Heddick does get it off to Evans. Evans shoots, no good. Faulkner looking for cutters, nothing going, gets it to Young. Young's going to reset this offense. 7 seconds left, they need to do something. 6 seconds. Jada shoots, no good. Rebound comes down by the Golden Eagles. So the first half is going to end with the Golden Eagles up 26-21. Dakota Gold Academy is your halftime entertainment. So we will enjoy that entertainment, and then we'll be back with some first half stats.
Madison Grimsrud, sophomore, and my parents' name are Holly and Casey Grimsrud. My favorite Aero Girls basketball memory is going to Rapid last year. My favorite meal is pizza. My favorite subject in school is science. My favorite pro sports team is Minnesota Vikings. My favorite movie is Legally Blonde. The people I look up to the most are my parents. When I'm not playing basketball, I like to hang out with family and friends and play volleyball. And if I could travel anywhere in the world, I would go to New Zealand.
I'll find them.
Neely Johnson, Jr., Chad and Lisa Johnson. My favorite My favorite Aero basketball memory is in Waldreg when I bought our old coach a keychain. My favorite meal is mac and cheese. My favorite subject in school is English. My favorite pro sports team is the Timberwolves. My favorite TV show or movie is, I don't know, the person I look up most to is Mr. Patrick McClemens. When I'm not playing basketball, I like to hang out with Carly Mae Schulte. If I could travel anywhere in the world, I would go to Bora Bora.
Avery Munger, Jr. My parents are Scott and Chris Munger. My favorite memory is the Rapid City trip. My favorite meal is tater tot hot dish. My favorite subject in school is math. The person I look up to the most is my parents. When I'm not playing basketball, I like to hang out with friends and family. If I could travel anywhere in the world, I would go to Italy.
Welcome back to the Watertown Civic Arena. We've got a Sodak 16 game on the line here between the Aberdeen Golden Eagles and your Watertown Arrows as we look at the first half. First half ends with the Golden Eagles up 26-21. Big first half by the freshman Taryn Hermanson. She has 11 points in the first half. And then off the bench, huge spark plug to match what the Arrows were doing on the other side at the three-point line is Waldo. And she averages 1.1 point per game, but she came in and drained 3 three-pointers to end the first half with 9 points. Also getting on the scoring side is Heddick. Been really impressed with Taryn Heddick's point guard and the way she has been controlling the offense and running the floor. She ends the first half with 5 points. The 8th grader Lauren Burkhard, she finishes the first half with 2 points coming off the bench. The Arrows counter with Maddie Rohde. She finishes the first half with 2 points. Jada Young, the Dakota Wesleyan University commit, finishes the first half with 7 points. But the spark plug coming off the bench is Jade Lund. So she drills 4 bullseyes in that first half to finish with 12 points. So that's where we ended that first half, 26-21. I think the Golden Eagles will try and stay with exactly what's working. They have been running the court well. They've been very, very aggressive on defense, causing some fits. If it wasn't going in from the three-point line for the Arrows, the down low stuff was not hitting or going in the hoops. So those trees down low are creating some major problems for the Arrows. So the Golden Eagles will continue to run the court. I would assume they will look to get it into their bigs and defensively continue with that aggressive man-to-man defense and contest the higher percentage shots that the Arrows are accustomed to making down in the paint after their drives. The Arrows, on the other hand, need to match the intensity of the Golden Eagles. Right now, the Golden Eagles are maintaining the rebound advantage. They're hustling after those free balls, and the Arrows need to match that as well. Arrows will look to continue to match that tempo and actually take over that tempo. They play a lot faster than what they've been doing in this first half and look to get those dribble drives and those floaters that they're accustomed to shooting to drop. So we'll be back here in just a few seconds for our second half. Welcome back to Arrow TV. We're glad you're with us. So the Golden Eagles start with Anna Malchow, Taryn Hermanson, Taryn Heddick, Katie Withers, and Sydney Evans. The Arrows counter with Falconer, Rohde, Thury, Paulson, and Jada Young. Golden Eagles take possession first. Heddick to Malchow, back to Heddick. Heddick right-hand dribble over to Evans. Evans now back to Heddick. They are looking to get it into Hermanson, nothing going. Now the mid-range jumper by Withers, no good. Rohde brings it up the court and gets it off to Jada Young. Jada on that point. She's guarded by Heddick, gets it out to Rohde. Rohde with the dribble, she goes in, no good. Rebound, Hermanson. Heddick is going to be picked up by Young. She picks up her dribble, does get it off to Withers. Withers then gets it to Malchow, and they set up a, looks like a skip pass, maybe for an outside shot, and Malchow just misses Withers, and it goes out of bounds. So for a turnover by the Golden Eagles. Rohde, left-hand dribble, picks up her dribble, gets it to Thury at the point. Thury with the right-hand dribble, and she does go in, and no good. Again, giving fits the size and height of Hermanson. Hermanson down low, shoots, no good. And off the fingertips of the Arrows, so the Golden Eagles will maintain possession. Evans will inbound for Aberdeen. Not a lot of movement. They see Malchow, and they do get it into her. Close to a 5-second count. Evans over on the left side, does get it to Malchow. No, errant pass, turnover. Rohde with the shot, and she is going to be fouled down low. So Rohde gets the steal on the errant pass, and then she is fouled by Sydney Evans. So Maddie Rohde will go to the line for the second time tonight. She's 2 for 2. Again, Maddie is a 61% free throw shooter. First one's up, and she gets that one to go. It's 3 points on the evening for Maddie Rohde. Second one's up, no good. Jada Young and Malchow fight after it, and it does go off of Malchow, so the Arrows are going to keep possession here. Jade is going to inbound it, and she does to Paulson. Paulson gets it to Thury at the point. Thury looking for something, nothing going, gets it to Faulkner. Faulkner aggressively picked up there by Heddick. No good on the shot, and Thury pushes it into a Golden Eagle. Golden Eagles get the loose ball. And they're going to call foul on Maddie Rohde. That's going to be her third. And so the Golden Eagles will inbound in that short corner. Burkhart sees the floor again. She'll check in for Withers. 26-22 here in the third quarter. They try to get into Hermanson, but the Arrows pick that up and get the steal. That is the 6th turnover for Aberdeen Central. Faulkner, arrow bullseye! That's her first bucket of the night. She's got 3. 26-25. This is as close as the Arrows have come all night. They have not led in this ball game. They try to get into Hermanson again, and now steal again for the Arrows. And try to push it up the court. It does Young and leads Miranda Faulkner just a little too far. So the Arrows will turn it back over to the Golden Eagles. Heddick picked up by Rohde. Gets it over to Waldo, now to Burkhart. Back to Malchow. Waldo. Malchow with the shot, no good, and the Arrows, Jade Lund and Malchow go after it, and the loose ball comes the Arrows' way this time. Jade Lund at the point, now to Rohde. Rohde right-hand dribble, gets it to Jade Lund. Jade Lund takes the 3, got it! Arrow bullseye, that's her 5th. Oh, they called it a 2-pointer. She's got 14 on the night, does the junior. First lead for the Arrows tonight. They lead 27-26 with 4:20 in the ball game. Heddick to Burkhart, over to Malchow. Waldo on that left corner. She drives, no good. Rebound comes down to Jada Young. Jada sees Rohde, tries to get it ahead of her, and does. Loose ball. Jade Lund comes down with it, gets it back to Jada Young. Jada left-hand dribble. She goes into the paint, and she is going to be fouled. So the Arrows have picked up the tempo. So Jada Young's going to go to the line. She is a 74% free throw shooter. Heddick picks up her first personal for the Golden Eagles. Jada Young gets that one to go. That's her 8th point on the night. Grace Corey will check in for the Arrows for Miranda Faulkner. Jada Young will take the second of her 2 shots. First one was good. She averages 12 points per game. And she's at 9. Heddick. Looks like the Arrows are going to just slow them down a little bit. Heddick is in that backcourt, picks it up, gets it to Malchow. Malchow back to Heddick. Arrows playing a zone defense here. Waldo tries to get it to Burkhart. Steal by Jada Young. Jada sees a streaking Maddie Rohde, and Maddie took an extra step. So turnover by both clubs there. 29-26 with 3:35 remaining in the third period. Want to wish you a happy President's Day. We hope that you are staying warm, and we hope that you are prepared for what the National Weather Service is telling us is going to be another doozy of a storm that's coming our way. As we look at the forecast, they tell us we could get upwards of 19 inches here in the northeast part of South Dakota. So we hope that you're prepared and weathering the storm just as the Watertown Arrows did in that first half that the Golden Eagles gave them. Arrows come out in a full court press here. Heddick is going to inbound it to Waldo. Waldo back to Heddick. Arrows drop back, and they will pick up in a zone here, so they just slow things down. Heddick picks it up to Malchow, back to Heddick. Malchow for the shot, no good. And Waldo and Corey tie up, and they are going to call a jump ball. So good aggressiveness there by the sophomore. Jada pushes it up the court to Rhodey. Rhodey right hand dribble in the perimeter. Lund to Corey. Corey with the dribble. Nothing going. Gives it back to Rhodey. Rhodey right hand dribble. Nothing. Back to Corey. Corey guarded by Burkhart. Corey, nothing going. She's looking. She's struggling. And she gets it to timeout was called by Coach Rhodey. So the possession will remain the Watertown Arrows. 29-26 here with 2:47 remaining. We appreciate the Watertown Arrow cheerleaders and what they give to the school and to the crowd and their spirit. They are Erica Andrews, Natalie Benson, Annabelle Brendan, Brooklyn Dahl, Lauren Keller, Mackenzie Lewis, Grace Martinson, Alexis Olson, Gracie Ryder, and Erica Statham. Jade Lund takes the three-point, no good. First miss for her this evening. Rhodey on that right perimeter gives it to Lund. Lund to Paulson on the left perimeter. Jada Young tries to get a cutting Corey, and a hand of the Golden Eagles gets in there, and it does go out of bounds. Faulkner checks in, and Thury checks in. Jada Young, underhand scoop, no good. Burkhart gets the rebound. Heddick's going to push it up the court. Gives it over to Burkhart, to Malchow. Now back to Heddick. Gets it into Burkhart. Burkhart is kind of left alone under there, and she gets the shot. So that's her fourth point on the night. Thury at the point, gives it to Rhodey over in that right wing. Back to Thury in the corner, back to Rhodey. Rhodey left-hand dribble, goes in against Waldo and goes up, and she gets the shot. Her fifth point on the evening. Heddick now to Malchow. Malchow gets it across that 10-second line, back to Heddick. Malchow to Waldo on that left perimeter. Now Heddick in the paint, guarded by Faulkner. She loses the handle, but gets it back and does get it over to Malchow. Malchow takes the shot, no good. It goes off of the Arrows fighting for the rebound. So the Golden Eagles will maintain possession. Madison Miller checks back in, as does Sydney Evans. Evans to Burkhart, now to Heddick, to Malchow. Miller fighting with Paulson down low. Malchow, Heddick with the drive. She goes up and no good. And Paulson comes down with that rebound. Jada pushes it up to Thury. Thury is guarded by Burkhart, and Thury gets her first 2 points of the night for 2. Heddick brings it back. Evans, now to Miller. Miller back to Evans. Evans looks, gives it off to Malchow. Malchow to Heddick. Heddick baseline drive, sees Burkhart there. And nice jumper by Burkhart. She's got 6, the 8th grader. Jada Young across that 10-second line, picked up by Heddick. I don't know if Heddick's had a break tonight, but she has been playing very, very well, both defensively and running that offense for the Golden Eagles. Jade Lund. And they call a foul, an offensive foul on Emery Thury, so that's going to be her second. Heddick gets it, 6 seconds left. She shoots a deep shot, air ball, no good. So after 3, we've got the Arrows up 33-30. Sweet rendition of Sweet Caroline here in the Watertown Civic Arena. 8 minutes remaining between these two clubs. It's been a good one from start to now. We anticipate the remaining 8 minutes is going to be just as close and just as hard fought as the first 3 periods have been. Inbound goes to Heddick. Heddick's going to be facing a zone of the Arrows. Over to Evans. Evans to Malchow. Malchow open 3. She's got it. That's her first 3 points of the game. Thury on the other side. Back to Rhodey. We got a tie ball game, 33-33. Jada Young in the paint. And they're going to call a blocking foul by the Golden Eagles, number 23, and that's Katie Withers, a 5'10 junior forward. That will send Jada Young to the free throw line. So far tonight, Jada's got 9 points. That is going to be Katie Withers' 3rd personal. Jada Young gets her first one to fall. That's her 10th point on the evening. Second one is up and good. So well done, Jada Young at the free throw line. 11 points for her. Heddick picked up by Faulkner there at the center stripe. She gets it across. Arrows now drop into the zone. Malchow to Heddick. Evans gives it back to Malchow at the point. Now over to Heddick. Malchow over in the left perimeter. She shoots. She's got it. It's her second 3 in a row. 36-35. So the Golden Eagles take back the lead. Paulson there at the 15-foot stripe. Gives it to Rhodey. Rhodey on the drive. She gets it. And Rhodey is fouled. So Maddie Rohde picks up the 2 points and will go for a conventional 3-point play. She is fouled by Sydney Evans. That's her second personal. Maddie shoots, and she's got that one. So 8 points for Maddie Rohde, and now the Arrows are back up on top, 38-36. Heddick picked up by Young. She gets it across the 10-second line, but picks it up deep in that front court. Back to Heddick, gets it into Burkhardt. Burkhardt turns, shoots off the glass. She's got it. 8 points for Peyton Burkhardt. Or, excuse me, Lauren Burkhardt, excuse me. Falconer with the cut. Stopped, gives it back to Jada Young. Jada's in the shot. She gets it to go. Jada Young's got 13. Heddick gives it over to Malchow. Malchow back to Heddick. Heddick sees Burkhardt. Now they get it to Waldo. Waldo has her first miss from that 3-point line tonight, and the Arrows get the rebound. Jada Young pushes it up to Falconer on the left perimeter. Gives it back to Jada. Jada to Jade Lund on the right wing. Jade to Jada. Jada gets it off to Lund. Lund's got it. Bullseye. Jade Lund. It's her 17th point. 5th 3 on the night. Arrows get the steal. And jump ball is called. So the Arrows will maintain possession. Gets it into Lund. Lund over to Rohde. Rohde picks up her dribble, sees Paulson. Jade Lund's got another one. That's her 20th point on the evening. They see Burkhardt down low. They get it to her. She shoots. No good. Jada Young with the rebound. Jada Young's going to bring it up the court. Arrows up 46-38 here with 4:43 remaining in the fourth period. Rohde is going to reset this offense. Rohde drives, guarded by Waldo. She shoots, no good. Rebound comes down to Heddick. Heddick's going to push it right up the court, and she does, and she's going to be fouled by Jada Young. That's going to be her second. Hermanson's going to check in for Miller. And Evans is going to check in for Waldo. Heddick drives in, loses control, and loose ball comes down Maddie Rohde's way. Maddie gets across that 10-second line. She is guarded by Evans. Gets it back to Jade Lund. Jade over to Falconer. Falconer left-hand dribble, and she shoots, and she gets it. That left-hand shot off the glass, so Falconer gets her second bucket of the night. She's got 5. (48-38). 3:46 remaining here in the fourth period. Malchow back to Heddick. Over to Evans. Evans sees Hermanson, and steal by the Arrows. Gets it to Falconer for the jumper. Falconer shoots, no good. And they are going to call Jade Lund with the foul there. It's her first. 2 sophomores, Emery Thury and Grace Corey, check back in for the Arrows. Evans back to Heddick. Pettit gets it across that 10-second line. Arrows drop into a zone. Over to Evans. Evans, Corey with the steal. Jada Young comes right back. She's going to slow it up a little bit, gives it to Corey. Corey right-hand dribble to Thury. Thury to Lund on the left wing. Lund skip pass to Corey. Corey with right-hand dribble. She goes up and she is blocked by Lauren Burkhart. They're going to push it down to the other side, and Jada Young gets the block there on the layup. So Waldo comes back in for Evans. Golden Eagles maintain possession. And Hermanson, they get it into her, no good. Fight goes down low. Hermanson gets the shot. Corey to Thury. Thury to Rhodey on the right wing. Rhodey guarded by Waldo. Skip pass, and Heddick gets a finger on it, and it goes out of bounds. Arrows maintain possession. 2:13 remaining here in the fourth period. Faulkner at the point. Left-hand dribble, gives it to Jade Lund. Jade Lund shoots, and she's got it! Jade Lund, arrow bullseye! That's her 23rd point on the night. She's got it. That is her 7th three-pointer on the evening. She's coming off the bench and having a huge game. Arrows up 51-40 with 1:56 remaining. Heddick picked up by Faulkner here at the half court. She picks it up in the back court, gets it to Hermanson. Now into Withers. They see Hermanson down low. Hermanson shoots, and they're going to call a foul there on Jade Lund. So Hermanson is going to go to the line. Taryn Hermanson, a 6-foot freshman. She is a 60% free throw shooter. She averages 14 points per game and 8.6 rebounds per game. So far tonight, she's got 13. First one's up and gets the roll over the front iron. So she does get her average of 14. And she gets a second one, so she's got 15. Full court press by the Golden Eagles. They get it in. Jade Lund is going to clear it, and she's going to get it across that 10-second line. She picks it up, gives it to Faulkner at the point. Faulkner over to Rhodey. Rhodey right-hand dribble. Paulson back to Faulkner. Rhodey. Rhodey in the paint. Gives it to Jade Lund. Jade is guarded by Burkhart now. Jade back to Jada. Jada picks up her dribble. She shoots, and no good. So 1:06 left. Arrows up 51-42. Hermanson up, no good. And they're going to call a foul, so I believe their Withers now is going to go to the line. Kendall Paulson picks up her second personal. Katie Withers is a 53% free throw shooter. First one's up, and she's got it. That's her first point on the evening. So timeout called by the Watertown Arrows. And welcome back to Arrow TV here. We've got 49 seconds remaining. 51-43, and Katie Withers at the line shooting the second half of the two-point shot, or two free throws. It's up and no good. Rebound comes down to Jada Young. Jada Young is being chased by Heddick, and she is going to be fouled by Heddick eventually. So that will send Jada. No, the Golden Eagles are only with 5 team fouls, so they've got a couple more to give here. Jade Lund is going to inbound, and she inbounds it to Rhodey, and Rhodey is fouled. I believe she is fouled by Heddick, so that, no, they're going to call that on Waldo, so that's only her first. Inbound goes to Jada Young, and Jada is fouled by Heddick there, so that's going to be Heddick's third, and that now will send Jada Young to the line for the 1-and-1. Jada Young, the 5'8" senior guard, averages 12 points a game, and she is at 13 so far tonight. First one's up and good. Jada is a 74% free throw shooter. Second one's up, and she gets that one to go. Well done, Jada Young. Golden Eagles will inbound it, and they inbound it to Withers. Withers guarded by Lund. Down to Hermanson. Hermanson right hand over Paulson. No good. Arrows get the rebound, and Maddie Rhodey is going to be fouled by Malchow. So Maddie Rhodey is going to go to the line. And this will be a 1-and-1 again for Maddie Rhodey. Again, a 61% free throw shooter. She is 3 for 4 tonight from the line. It's up, and she gets that one to go. So both seniors hit the free throw line at the end of the game, and they are making them count tonight. Second one's up and good, so she's got 10 points. 55-43, Arrows up, 27.4 seconds remaining. Heddick gets it into Waldo, and Hermanson gets the loose ball. Hermanson left-hand dribble, gets it across. She's going to try and go coast to coast. She loses control and does get the call. They call it travel. Could have been a double. Well, it was a travel. She picked it up, lost control, took a couple steps. And now the Golden Eagles are going to concede here with 10 seconds left, when the Arrows are going to win tonight with a win of 55-43. This is a huge game for the Watertown Arrows. This should set them up nicely for a Sodak 16 game here at the Watertown Civic Arena. Stay with us as we vote for the Watertown Arrows player of the game. Please text the text 37607 and choose your player of the game. We have Lund, we have Jade L, we have Jay Lund, and we have Jade Lund. So please text 37607 with your code number for your vote for player of the game. Well, I hope you enjoyed this AA ESD rival matchup between the Watertown Arrows and the Aberdeen Golden Eagles. It had all the billing for a tight, close, aggressive game, and we saw it tonight on the court. Both teams came to play. It was hard fought, and the Arrows do come out of the Civic Arena with a win tonight. As we look at our scoring summary, after quarter number one, the Golden Eagles were up 13-9 over the Arrows. At halftime, the Golden Eagles maintained a 5-point advantage over the Watertown Arrows with a 26-21 lead. And then during that third period, the Watertown Arrows began to make their run and ended period number 3, 33-30, with that 3-point cushion, if you want to call 3 points a cushion. And in the fourth quarter, the Arrows do turn over the Golden Eagles more in this second half. I believe, if my stats are correctly, we have approximately 7 turnovers in that second half for the Golden Eagles, where they had 3 turnovers in the first half. So that did come down to haunt the Golden Eagles there down the stretch, and the Arrows took advantage of that. So let's look at some scoring summary here. Anna Melchow, a 5'5" senior guard for the Golden Eagles, she finishes the night with 5 points. She had a 3-pointer and then a 2-point bucket. Heddick, she's a good guard. I was pretty impressed with her tonight, Taryn Heddick, and the way she ran that offense and kept an up-tempo game, as well as an aggressive man-to-man defense on those Arrow guards. Actually caused some problems for them in that first quarter. She finishes the night with 5 points, a triple, and then a bucket. So 5 points for Taryn Heddick, the senior. Katie Withers finishes the night with 1 point at the free throw line. And off the bench, the Golden Eagles' 8th grader, Lauren Burkhart, finishes with 8 points. Waldo, a 5'5" junior guard, finishes the night with 3 3-pointers off the bench for the Golden Eagles. So off the bench, the Golden Eagles did play very well tonight with 17 points that came off the bench for the Golden Eagles. The Watertown Arrows, though, they counter on the other side with Maddie Rohde, the senior. She finishes the night with 10 points. She had 2 points in that first half and then breaks out for 7 in the second half. So the Golden Eagles did a nice job with her in that second half, or the first half, and then Rohde was able to adjust in that second half and get some buckets to go. Emery Thury, the sophomore, finishes the night with a bucket, 2 points. Jada Young, she finishes the night with 15 points. 8 of her points came in the second half, so she had a balanced scoring night both in the first half and the second half, and did have a bullseye on the evening. Miranda Falconer, she finishes the night with 5 points, 1 bullseye, and 1 bucket. But then there is On Fire, and then there's Jade Lund. Jade Lund, are you kidding me? What a game for the junior tonight. She finishes the night with 23 points, and she is your Watertown Arrows player of the game. 7 3-pointers on the night, and if my stats are right, she went 7 for 8 from the 3-point line, and then did add in a bucket there, which must have had a foot on the line, because I actually thought it was a 3-pointer when she shot it. So she comes off the bench tonight with 23 points to become the Arrow player of the game. And she is the game high scorer for both clubs here tonight, and she does lead the Watertown Arrows to the victory in this big implications of a SODAC 16 hosting, and well done by Jade Lund. We've seen her do that one other time this year where she went off in the 20-some point range, or points from the 3-point arc as well. We couldn't put on this program without this dedicated and loyal staff that we have, our production crew. Tonight we had on camera number 1, we had Kyle Gall. On camera, courtside camera, we had Carter Miller and Emily Miller. In our video switchboard was run tonight by Parker Remmers, and the video board graphics was by Spencer Remmers. We were directed tonight by Ryan Remmers. We will be back with you, if weather willing, on Thursday of this week, when the Watertown Arrows host the Harrisburg Tigers at 7 p.m. right here at the Watertown Civic Arena. On Saturday and Sunday of this week, we've got a special broadcast for you. We've got the NSAA tournament at the Watertown Civic Arena, and that is the North Star Athletic Association Men's and Women's Final Four Basketball Championship that is held right here in the Watertown Civic Arena. They will begin play on Saturday, February 25th, and they will finish with the championship on February 26th. The women's game begin at 1, followed by men's games at 3. And that is for the championship on Sunday. Members of the NSSAA Conference are Bellevue, Nebraska, Dakota State University out of Madison, South Dakota, Dickinson State out of North Dakota, Mayville State out of North Dakota, Presentation out of South Dakota, Valley City State out of North Dakota. By the way, Mackenzie Bulow was a former standout for the Valley City State women's basketball team, so I would imagine she'll be here to support and cheer on her alma mater. Viterbo, which is out of Wisconsin, and Waldorf, which is out of Iowa. So the Watertown community and us at Aero TV are excited to be able to bring you that broadcast of the North Star Conference Final Four in both men's and women's basketball. So we hope that you will join us either here in the Civic Arena or join us here on Aero TV. As we leave you each and every night after Aero girls basketball games, we'd like to remind you that an arrow can only be shot by pulling it backward. So when life is dragging you back with difficulties, it means that it's going to launch you into something great. So just focus and keep aiming. We hope that you have a safe travel home. And we hope that over the next couple of days, you are prepared for this weather, and we could see you again here on Aero TV on Thursday. I am Cam Corey, and I wish you a good night.